guys, welcome to today's video. Today we are doing a Chantecaille limited edition holiday release, the Lotus Collection. And it is beautiful. There are 4 pieces in this collection. This is one of them. Everything is packaged like this. So this kind of minty color, which is just doing it for me. My bathroom used to be kind of this color. It was a Martha Stewart color. I don't really love mint and clothes. I just want to be clear on that. And you pull it out, and there it is. Look how pretty this is. So it's kind of some kind of sea animal to me. I'm sure it is. I don't know what, but a lotus doesn't actually look like this. But it's kind of wavy and textural. It's actually really, I'm into texture. I could actually just sit here and rub this. But we're not going to, we're going to get into it. So let me tell you what we have. Lotus Blossom Radiant Blush. And there it is. And here it is here. And here it looks like it's pretty dark, but here it doesn't. It does, however, look very, very shimmery, very radiant. Lotus Radiance Highlighter. And that is a color I can get next to. And this has that indentation. So the blush didn't, it was flat, but this has the same indentation that is on this. And there it is right there. The lip crystal in pink opal. Now online, I didn't realize, and I hope that you'll be able to see, the glitters all the way around, but it's on the inside too. And there it is right here. In depth of tone, I don't know, it's kind of in between the blush and the highlighter, and there's a lot of gold in this. The Lotus Perfect Blur Glow Powder. And this also has that indentation that this does up here. And look at that, that's so interesting. It's kind of light, and it's swatched right around here somewhere. I have very, very light hands. So on my face right now, I am wearing this. This is their cushion foundation, and it looks like nothing on the skin. It is so, so lovely. I do wish that they had different colors. This is vanilla, and depth of tone is good for me, but it feels a teeny bit too warm. It's super warm when I open it up, 100%, and it's not as warm on my face, but something a little more neutral. Not that Chantecaille listens to my videos or knows who I am, and I'm not bitter about that at all. So I feel like I need to go on with the powder first because I'm pretty shiny. I have my sunscreen on, and it is super hot today. We had rain and clouds, and I was, sleeping underneath my comforter, and it was fabulous. And yesterday I was shooting. I thought, I gotta put my hair up because I'm starting to sweat. I checked the temperature, and it was 87 degrees. Today's supposed to be even hotter. So I need to powder. This is my Wayne Goss brush. And I've never used this powder. I know there is one powder that Chantecaille makes that people love, and I have a powder that I love. I'm not going to take it out right this moment. And let's just see if I can cut down on this shine and do my concealer, which is the Lancome concealer. And now I'm going to And now I'm going to look in the mirror to see what I'm seeing. Looks very pretty. You really can't see it on my skin tone. And on the forehead. So it's not cutting down the shine terribly, terribly much. I do wonder if this will kind of change its texture, and I'll tell you why I wonder about that. There we go. So now my skin is looking radiant instead of shiny. Great. Super pretty. It does look lovely. And I'm just going to pull out the one that I have. So this is Eclat Bleu And I wore this a lot. I don't know if you can see how it's indented here, but it does leave a little bit too much color on the face. So if you're not exactly this color, it can look a little bit weird, but it had a different kind of texture to it initially. It didn't really feel like a powder. It felt like a hybrid. It was so interesting, but after I used it for a while, it picks up a lot more now than this one. So here's this one, and here's that one. Ooh, let's just do, this is the new one, and this is the, see how much lighter that is? It just brings a little bit of its own color to the situation. So if it's not an exact match, not great. But I love that powder. And the finish is similar on both sides. Yes, even though I did put this one on both sides, I did finish with this one, and it's beautiful. So this is nice. This could replace that powder for me because it doesn't impart something lighter than my skin tone. So far, I'm liking. Now, when I received these yesterday, it was 2 o'clock, which is past my window of time that I have to shoot because I use my natural light here. But it was still light outside, it just wasn't light in here anymore. And I did these swatches and I went outside and I was a little surprised and concerned because this has little glitter bits in it and it's the blush. And I don't want glitter bits. A sheen I can do, glitter bits not so much, but we're gonna give it a go. My Hakuhodo brush. It goes soft at first. Look at that sheen. It's like I'm wearing a highlighter. Hello. Now when I face towards the camera, I can definitely see there's a blush here. But this way, it's a highlighter. It's almost like the highlighters that you may have had experience with. I know I have, where I like the highlighter part, but the base is too dark. So like this, it looks great, but like this, you can see the darkness. That's exactly what this is, except this is a blush. I believe, perhaps, if you don't like to have a blush with a lot of shimmer in it, then this would be a fantastic highlighter for somebody who is in the deep medium and above range. So I'm light medium, and for me, I wouldn't wear this as a highlighter. I don't know if you can see that shine. I like the idea of this color as a blush because I'm trying to expand my blush horizon out of the pink zone, but I'm really not comfortable with the orange zone, but I don't like the glitter zone. Hello. Now the highlighter, when I look at it, I think this is up my alley. It's kind of a pinky peachy and I could hang with it, but outside I saw some blue, some kind of bluish and maybe some peachish and maybe a little bit of purplish kind of a thing, which I'm not against. And again, what it'll look like outside when the sun is shining on your face, two different things. I'm not sure if this is going to work for me, but let's try. I've been using this Bobbi Brown eyeshadow brush lately for highlighters because I find powder highlighters are so hard to control. I really feel this is so shiny. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. So this is probably too much for my taste, but I just want to, hopefully you're going to be able to see what this color looks like when it's on top of this blush. You know, I was just thinking, you know how Angie likes to put her highlighter on her cheeks? If you are like her, this blush, absolutely up your alley. 100%. I'm going to put some on my nose because I think it's light enough to do that. And maybe that will help you see what this color is. it's almost subtle in this way. Kind of a shame that both the blush and the highlighter have so much highlight in them because it's so hard for you to see the difference from one to the other, but that is my observation. The blush is difficult for me, but perfect highlighter for somebody who's deeper than me. Now the lipstick surprised me because online I thought it was just a peachy color, which isn't my go-to. Peach is very hard for me, especially something this light, but I ordered it anyway, and I was so surprised to see these little crystals, as they call them. I mean, yes, I didn't look at the description because I am blind when I hit the buy button. Let's go to try. This I love. I'm putting on really lightly initially. Just a little bit of sparkle. I'm going to move in a little bit so you can see that. Now, a couple of years ago, I'm sure several companies make the glosses that have the sparkles in them, but I remember specifically that Laura Mercier did one, and I have it somewhere, and I really like it. And you don't feel the crystals when you do this. When I put this on the other day, I did feel the crystals, but I think that's because the crystals are on the outside, like it was a finishing of the product, like rolling it in it or spraying it on, whereas the formula itself also has it embedded within the formula. So when you get this portion on your lips, you actually don't feel these. So your mileage may vary. I'm adding a little more. I love this. I think this is so pretty, and you can use another color and pop a little of this on top. You could do something darker for holiday and pop something like this on top, or another peach color. That's Lucy. She's with her little lamb chop taking a nap. Let me get this. I have one peach color I was thinking might look really good with this, so you can see what it looks like. I found it. I don't know if this is still being made, but this is Flower Beauty in Peach Nude, and if I can find it, I will link it below. And it's the kind of color that I'm a little uncomfortable with, to be honest with you, but I kept it because I thought, you know, kind of. It's windy as well as hot. I think you would call it Santa Ana's. If you've ever heard the expression fire season, that's what we're having right now. So you take something like this, which I'm super uncomfortable wearing, and then you take this and put it over, but I don't want to get that color on this, even though they're very similar, so I'm going to pick it up with my finger. Maybe I'll do it with a lip brush. Okay, I was wrong. I'm taking this off and putting this on alone again. I've really got to get this room organized again, because I know Tom Ford did something similar to this last season, and I have that as well, but I have no idea where I put it. And there we have it. Now, this is kind of the look, and it is definitely hot. I'm starting to sweat. I'm going to turn on my fan because I promised you guys I would do a second look on this. We're going to do that now. I will say, if you don't want to see this, here are my conclusions on what I've done. The powder is very, very promising. I like that it doesn't impart any color on the face. It's not too light. It doesn't make me like lighter or darker. So thumbs up for that one. The blush is a beautiful color, 100%. When I look this way, I'm like, yeah, this is the color I want, but so much shine. This is crazy. And the highlighter, I think I really like. I definitely want to try this again on my own without this blush underneath it so I can really see what the highlighter color is, but I don't think it's going to be too dark on me. It's just a matter of these sparkles. All right, now I'm going to turn on the fan and quickly do the eyes, do another look with this Dior palette. I can't believe it. It must be in the 90s today. I'm going to make this as simple as possible, and I haven't tried this, but I'm guessing this will be more like an everyday look. And I'm just going to go on with this all over the lid. Not all over the lid because it's a little more shimmery than I was expecting. And I don't have any primer on, and yes, somebody's gardener is here. So just the mole lid. I'm going to use the same brush, which may or may not be a mistake, and do this khaki color. That's a pretty color. It's almost like olive rather than khaki. Yeah, it's interesting because I just did the Rose Ink green duet yesterday, and this is very, very different. So the look I did with the Dior palette for the first video was this color, and this is a vibrant kind of green, and this one is has much more brown and yellow in it, and it looks more like an olive than the color in the Rose Ink, which is truly more army green, if that makes sense. I'm going to take a smaller brush and go with this brown color and then deepen up a little bit. And again, I feel like it's still a subtle look that I could use for every day, even though, well, maybe a little more blending to make it more subtle. We could do that for sure. But I guess I could do this as an evening look without having that colorful vibe that the other look I did had. So I'm just taking a clean brush and doing some blending and working on my little wrinkles over here. So the eye's a little bit smoky now. And now I am going to go in with the primer that is in here, or the base, and just bring everything down a little bit so it doesn't look as big. Just a little bit. I just barely dabbed into that color. So normally I really appreciate a palette that has a cream color to help me do this kind of work, but in this case they don't have cream color, but they have this base that I really like, and I can kind of clean around here where I went a little bit out too far, and a little mascara. A little bit of bronzer from Charlotte Tilbury, because why not? If I'm going to do a highlighter, then I feel like, well, I need to do everything. Just a little bit. And there's the final look, you guys. So I've already told you what I think of everything. I feel that, yeah, in case you didn't see that part, the blush, straight ahead, I like the idea of it. Turn around and it just has way too much. It's a highlighter that is in a dark tone, and it should be used like that. So if you're a dark medium and above, consider this. If you're someone who likes to put highlighter on your cheeks like Angie does, consider this. But for me, it's too much. I prefer a sheen over a shine in my blush. And powder, yes, and highlighter I'm pretty sure I like, and the lip I really love. It's so fun, and I love it. Yesterday I wasn't very much makeup, and I loved it like that. And you guys, I'm so sorry, there's nothing I can do about the blower. I don't even know where it is. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. I hope that you got through it. I hope that you come back again. And until we meet again, be safe and smart, and I'm wishing you good health.